Hi everyone, and welcome to the third video here in December. I have to apologize for the quality of the video today. I'm in an Airbnb filming this and it's just after 6 a.m. It's actually raining outside even though I'm in Nelson, and it's very dark and gloomy, so you might struggle to get a good, or I'm struggling to get a good picture anyway, so you will just have to live with that. At least the sound is good, I hope. I checked it before just so that I'm not making any more mistakes with that, because that was horrendous, and that's my thought. So today I'm going to talk about unconditional love, and this goes for the love that you feel towards yourself as well as others. So you can, I'm going to talk about both, but you can obviously choose where you want to focus or if you want to do everything. But I think it's very important that we, especially that we actually unconditionally love ourselves. And yeah, I'll talk a bit more about that later. And guess what? I think you already know the answer, but love feels amazing. Just imagine when you're actually falling in love with someone and it's very intense and you just feel so good. It feels like you can take on the world. And that is why we want to feel unconditional love, because it's making you feel amazing. So if you can choose whether you're going to love someone and feel amazing, or if you're not going to love someone and not feel amazing, what would you pick? If it was just a matter of actually picking. I know what I would pick. So sometimes we choose to not love someone because we want to protect ourselves. But what we're doing when we're doing that, we are literally hurting ourselves so it doesn't work. Because it's quite painful to focus on not loving someone because we want to protect ourselves, or because we don't think they deserve it, or whatever it is, and the only person that is hurting is yourself. So, and it's the same thing with yourself. If you aren't loving yourself because you are not perfect, how is that going to help you? If you could choose to instead just love yourself the way you are, that would feel pretty good. And that would probably give you better results in the end. I'm just saying. So let's play around with this a little bit. So let's start with the love for others, because that is usually easier for us to grasp than loving ourselves. That is a concept that is very, very hard for most people to take in, and I'm including myself in that group. So if someone does something to you, you think that you can't love them anymore and they don't deserve it, and you're gonna punish them for not being the way that you would want them to be. I bet you that they don't care about whether you love them or not. The only person that will be suffering is you, and it's due to the decision that you have made to not love them anymore. And guess what? It's not what they did or didn't do towards you that makes you love them or not love them. What makes you love them or not love them is your thinking about what they did or didn't do. The love in itself never ever hurts. It's only your thinking that will hurt you, ever. And I'm talking about this quite a lot, but it's not easy for everyone to understand or apply this. It's semi-easy to actually grasp and intellectually understand it, but then to apply it and practice it is a totally different story, and I absolutely get that. I'm by no means perfect. I can get upset by what other people do because I'm not managing my brain 100% of the time, and I don't think many people do. But I'm here today to tell you that I love you all, and I want you to feel love for your own sake. And I know that even when I'm talking about this and when I'm thinking about feeling love for everyone, there is a knot in my solar plexus. There is a an ex-co-worker from many years ago that she was really winding me up, and I'm just feeling like she does not have any good qualities. I can't love this person because I think that's the only person in my life that I've ever felt hate for. So this is something that takes a while, and if there's someone in your life that evokes very strong feelings within you, you have to kind of take baby steps. We can't go from almost hating someone to loving them straight away. I'm mostly going to talk about love, but there are other options on the way, so you don't have to go the whole way if you like, but you can always choose to think better thoughts about this person, whether that be acceptance or even indifference might be a better choice sometimes. And that's obviously up to you. But love is a really fascinating thing. So I could love the crap out of you, and I can feel really good about that. And you don't have to do a thing, you don't have to reciprocate, you don't even have to know that I'm loving you. And that's fine, it doesn't matter, because I'm loving you because it makes me feel good. And that's exactly what unconditional love is. When you feel love towards someone, no matter what they do, and you do it for yourself because it feels good, you are loving unconditionally. So I can just go around all day long and love people randomly, people that I don't even know if I want to. And that would probably make me feel very good. So when you don't love someone because they did something and they didn't behave the way that you want them to, you are the one suffering, I'm afraid. And you are the one who will feel bad about that lost love that you don't have for them. Now, some of you, as I said earlier, will feel very justified in not loving someone because they behave in a certain way, and that's all cool. But let me ask you one thing. Does it feel better to be bitter and angry or feeling love? I think we all know the answer to that. So if you can't feel love for someone, you can have other feelings that feels better than what you're feeling right now. So, as I said, if you have watched some of my videos previously, you will know what I'm going to say now. Your thoughts are what is creating your feelings. And if you want to feel love, think loving thoughts. If you want to feel acceptance, think accepting thoughts. It really is as easy as that. Maybe not in practice all the time, but in theory and in what you actually need to do to change how you're feeling about someone, that is all you have to do. I'm hitting the table here. So you can choose to think differently about anyone, even your annoying mother-in-law or cousin or whatever it might be. All you have to do is focusing on the things that are good about him or her. Maybe your mother-in-law is a lovely mum to your partner. She really raised him well. She loves her grandchildren and she genuinely means well. So rather than focusing on how she might be very critical of your partner or how she's telling you how to raise your kids, just focus on the good stuff. You don't need to focus on the negative. There is no law that says that you need to do that. You can choose to focus on the good things and think good thoughts about her. So you can still choose to love her if you want to. Listen, love is probably the most wonderful feeling you can feel, I think. So if you can choose to feel anything in the world, why would you not pick love? Maybe you're not ready to quite go there yet. That's fine. But maybe you can work towards getting there. Because I think that feeling love towards other people is probably always the best choice for you. They don't even have to know that you love them. You don't have to tell them that. You don't have to do anything to show them that you love them. You just have to love them. Okay? And this is really important because sometimes we think that, but if I love that person, I need to do X, Y, and Z for them or whatever. No, You can just love them. It's unconditional love. You love them no matter what, but it doesn't come with conditions either. You can do that, but not owe them anything just because you love them. That's fine. So now let's talk a little bit about self-love as well, because I think this is very important. And I'm just going to ask you one question here. I'm wondering, what do you have to gain from not loving yourself? Why not loving yourself? Wouldn't that make you behave more the way that you would like to be? The way that you would like to behave, maybe? So if you really loved yourself, would it prevent you from eating that cake that you didn't want but you couldn't resist, for example? Would it maybe make you feel twice about how you're treating your body because you love it? I absolutely think it could. So if you are constantly choosing to hate on yourself and you're telling yourself that you aren't worth taking care of, you should be different but you aren't, you're going to spend a lot of energy hating yourself or thinking thoughts that aren't very positive about yourself. And your brain would be like, why spend all this time and energy doing something good for yourself when you don't really deserve it anyway? That's what your brain will tell you. So it would be very easy then to, oh well, I'll just have the cake, it doesn't matter. Because you think that you doesn't matter. Which is wrong. You do matter, by the way. Come on, it's Christmas. Almost. Just a few days to go. So what would you want for Christmas present? If I could choose, I would like to not be able to enjoy the taste of sweet anymore. That would be so awesome, wouldn't it? If you could just go in and press a reset button or something and, no, I don't like sugar anymore. That would be brilliant. However, there is no such button, so I'm going to give myself this Christmas present, although it will probably be more like a Christmas present in 2020, because this is going to be one major focus of what I'm going to be doing in 2020. Most of you who are following me know that I haven't quit sugar entirely. I am in control of what I'm doing and I'm planning it. But now I want to take it to the next level, and I want to teach myself to not like the taste of sugar anymore or not want it anymore. So that is what I would like for Christmas, because I'm worth it. It almost sounds like, because I'm worth it. If you know that commercial, comment in underneath the video and let me know. That will show me that your age, probably. So I could take so much better care of myself 100% of the time if I was just loving myself. Because when I love me and I want to make my life the best it could possibly be for me, if that is my focus, why would I not take care of myself? Just like I do with my dogs. I love my dogs beyond anything, I think. There is no way I would ever feed my dogs a lot of crap. They get the best food that I can afford to give them, which is, by the way, raw meat and bones and organs. That's what they get. Unfortunately, I can't buy organic grass-fed meat for the dogs because that's very expensive, but I figure that this is so much better than kibble, for example. If I had the money, I would go all the way, but I don't. They get exercise every day, they get a lot of cuddles, I'm trying to play with them, I'm trying to do whatever I can to keep my dogs as happy as possible because I love them. And I'm doing this every day. That is a commitment that I made when I was first getting my first dog, Amy, my schnauzer, was that it's a commitment for life, or for her life anyway. I'm just assuming that I'm going to outlive her. So why would I take less care of myself than I do of the dogs? And by the way, I do. And the reason that we are doing that is because of our lower brain. our lower brain, or the reptilian brain, is the brain that is responding to the rewards that we're getting from our interactions with other people, from food, from comfort. That is our lower brain, and it wants us to feel secure, it wants us to feel safe, it doesn't want us to expend any extra energy. So literally we want to eat fat and sugar and just lay around on the sofa all day, not moving, because that is very comfortable, and that is exactly what our lower brain is programmed to do. But when it comes to other people, or your children, your partner, your pets, whatever it is, we can use our rational brain and we can look at the facts and we can say, okay, this is how it works. This is what is best for you, for them. And we can always also say, this is what is best for me. I know this rationally. And then in the moment, we're going to eat cake anyway. It doesn't make any sense, but that's how our brain works. And it's not about willpower. It's about our biology. That's how we are wired. So we need to override this. And I believe that we can do a lot of this by loving ourselves, by having the focus on treating ourselves the absolute best way that we can do. And we're not always 100% successful in that. But the amount of success that you're going to have, I think, probably correlates very well to the amount of self-love that you have for yourself. So what is your, if you were loving yourself, what would your rational brain tell you in those moments where you are tempted to eat that cake? What would it tell you? Or what would you tell someone else that was in the same situation? Because you can pretty much step out of your body and look at someone that you really care for, and you can see that they're really tempted to eat this piece of cake. What would you say to them that shows them that you love them and that it probably would be best that they didn't eat the cake? Then take that with you and tell yourself that next time you are going to do something like that. So I want you to spend this Christmas taking care of yourself and or those near and dear to you. And just remember that you are 100% lovable, and you don't have to change a single thing about yourself to be 100% lovable. You already are, and you always will be. So you may as well just love the hell out of yourself right now and take care of yourself. It doesn't mean, just because you love yourself the way that you are, it does not mean that you don't need or want to change. I just don't want you to want to change because you're beating yourself up about it and that you think that you need to be a better person than what you are right now. You can change because you want to take care of yourself, because you want to feel better, and because you want to achieve things that you maybe didn't think were possible. That's certainly the case for me. So self-love is actually something that most people struggle with. I think you can probably understand why. So today I want you to leave a comment as well and let me know how you are going to take care of yourself or show yourself love over this Christmas. And just share that here in the comments, let other people know, because it's always inspiring, at least it is for me, and I think for many of you as well, to just read about what other people are doing. And often seeing that other people can do these things will motivate us and makes us feel more empowered as well, because we start believing that actually this is possible, I could do that, which is a really, really good thing. So my self-care will be around getting a healthy routine established so that I can fit in all the things that I need to do on a daily or weekly basis, which includes a full-time job, keep producing material for you guys, taking care of my dogs, spend time with my dogs and my partner. Note how the dogs went for my partner there. Get some exercise in. I want to have some outdoor activity every day, as in at least minimum walk my dogs in the morning. And I also want time to relax, eat, do things that I enjoy, which might be combined with the outdoor time or just actually hang around, maybe read a book or something like that. I haven't had a lot of time to do those things lately, and that's something that I think is important to restore yourself. And I also want to have a good night's sleep by the end of the day, and that has been lacking as well. So this sounds pretty much impossible to me right now, but I imagine that it's just a matter of planning and prioritizing. Because if I was to take notes of everything I do every day and how much I'm procrastinating, how much time I might spend just scrolling on Facebook or being inefficient when I'm doing other things, I think I could do it. But it will require some focus on my behalf and some dedication, and I'm gonna get there. That's what I'm going to do for me, because that is what I want to do, and that is what will make me feel good. It's not finishing things on time and always doing things last minute doesn't feel good, and it's very stressful. So now it's your turn. Let me know how you're going to take care of yourself. And let's see, it's the 18th today, so I will see you again around Christmas. Have a good one.